John Robertson. Well, John, one would have to be the Trinidad Vargas fight. Just as you said, it was. I mean, it was a back and forth fight.
Definitely, and just all around exciting fight. Definitely. Trinidad mainly did dominate, I guess, pretty much.
Compelling fight.
Yeah, I mean, but just Vargas had his moments when you thought he was done.
I went with Vargas in that fight. I was wrong.
That was right around when we first started getting into boxing very big. So.
Yep. And
that was one of them. Morales.
Vargas, about the same reason Shaquille O'Neal did.
Yeah.
Didn't just
whatever. But Morales Pacquiao, of course, their first fight, definitely a classic fight.
Morales Pereira won.
Of course.
Oh man.
Definitely. That's definitely up there. That's got to be in the top 5 easily.
Undoubtedly. Mosley De La
Hoya
won.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Mosley Vargas won was a great fight, but it wasn't really that close as many people for some reason thought. Mosley did dominate.
I wouldn't even put that in the all-time best quite myself for these kind of fights that they're meaning. They're wanting
and
great competitive matches.
Also, Leonard Hearns, the first fight. Hagler Hearns, definitely the 3-round war. That was an amazing fight.
Probably some of these O'Neal Bell fights have been pretty damn good.
Mormont Bell.
Where he'd be coming back from the beatdowns that he was receiving to come back in the late rounds and get the knockout somehow.
Absolutely.
Usually getting off the canvas to do it.
Yeah, Mormont Bell definitely earlier this year. And also some of the old-time fights, Ali Frazier, the first one. And the third one was the best one, I thought. That would probably be the best fight I've seen, in my opinion, as far as competitiveness and how many punches were landed.
Yeah, I still overall do like the Mosley De La Hoya. That'd probably be my pick for my favorite fight. And then the second favorite would probably be Morales Pereira one. I just love that fight. That one, oh my gosh. Score that fight.
You can't, absolutely not. I couldn't score their first 2 fights at all. It's impossible.
Score those judges had their work cut out for them in that fight. I mean, you really don't know who to go for.
If you want to know
who was winning.
If you want to know when you can give even rounds, watch their fights, because that's when you can give even rounds.
Yeah, the 10-point must system would be very difficult to implement in that fight. I mean, one guy would be, oh, okay, he's winning. Then out of nowhere, same round, other guy fired back.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as back and forth, that might be the best back and forth fight there was.
Probably. And
because each time one of them would start dominating, the other one would give it back so brilliantly.
Yeah. And we're going to get
they made themselves legends in that fight.
Yeah, that's definitely.
They needed each other to do it.
To bring out the best in each other. And we're going to get comments, so let's go ahead and mention Gatti Ward and Corrales Castillo. Corrales Castillo was definitely better than Gatti Ward, any of their fights, because both of those fighters are better than Gatti and Ward, for one thing. But Corrales
Castillo Ward was good, which it was Burton. He was Manuel Burton at that time.
Yeah. And that was a very good fight.
That was a very good fight. Hard to score, and Ward may have actually won. Yeah. I looked at it recently, and overall, I think I basically had it a draw, really. And it was a tough one to score. It was a 10-rounder also.
But these fights, the main thing here is the difference between these fights and the fights we've been mentioning so far. These are just complete brawling type fights. There's no skill level involved at all in these fights, especially Gatti Ward.
Gatti Ward, Gatti Ward, there wasn't, I mean, when in the third Gatti fight, wasn't it, where Gatti was outboxing Ward?
Yeah.
And Gatti is not a good boxer.
He's not a good boxer. I mean, he can outbox Mickey Ward, but, you know.
That's like saying you outboxed Ricardo Mayorga.
Basically.
And Ward was a journeyman.
Yeah.
Zab Judah beat Ward in the 17th
fight.
17th fight.
Dominated him every round. Maybe lost one round. And that was a 12-rounder. And Mickey Ward didn't land 100 punches in a 12-round fight. He landed much more than 100 in 10 rounds with Arturo Gatti. Every time.
Which I know it's just totally different styles. Zab Judah has a style. Gatti doesn't have much.
But anyway, and Corrales Castillo.
Were they competitive and exciting? Yeah, they were. But
And they're not great fighters, and they're just, I mean...
Great fights have, for me personally, a great fight has to have great
Two
fighters.
great fighters, absolutely.
And that's my criteria to call it a truly great fight.
Definitely.
Now, a good fight, was it exciting? Yeah,
Yeah,
exciting
very
fight,
exciting.
yeah. The first one especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And it should have been stopped in the 9th round.
Yeah, it should have been stopped. That
Gaddy was
crazy.
out. I mean, I don't know. That was amazing that he was able to continue. But
Yep.
anyway, Corrales Castillo, a good fight, definitely exciting. But again, not two great fighters, and just not.
Also, both matches rattled with some
Yeah,
controversy.
definitely. Corrales spitting out his mouthpiece
In
twice.
the first one,
Yeah, and you know he was on the verge of being knocked out. Definitely.
and
So.
also
The second one with the weight issue, of course, even though Corrales weighed in 2 more pounds than Castillo on the day of the fight, so
Yep.
that really shouldn't have any controversy.
No, it shouldn't.
Anyway, I'll go with Ali and Frazier 3 for my most competitive fight, best fight I've ever seen as far as that goes.
Not going to argue with that. And okay, thank you again, John Robertson. Love to talk about that. That's